Good evening, friends and neighbors. I know I'm a couple of days late on this. Forgive me, I was away for the weekend actually enjoying life, but you knew I was going to weigh in on this sooner or later. You knew I was not going to let this go. Elliott Rodger, the latest mass murderer in our country's history, and yet again, much like Columbine in 1999, a chord has been struck with some of us. Since this blog is all about beta males, I think it's pretty safe to say that most of my target audience has been shaken up a little bit by the events of this past Friday night in Santa Barbara, California. This means I've got to take a little bit of responsibility here. As beta males, we understand that the alphaganda is out there and it governs the way some people live and the way some people treat us and the way some people expect us to be, giving them this unwarranted excuse to put us down because we're not that way. Well, I'm going to address it like this. Most of what he talked about in the video, how angry he was at those women who looked at him as an inferior man, who put him down only to run off with some loudmouth, low-class alphole, those feelings are completely rational. Most of us feel that way. I know I felt that way many times during my life. It's okay to be angry at that. It's a shame that those women really do find themselves helplessly attracted to those alpholes. And it's a shame that those alpholes are the way that they are, but that doesn't stop it from being reality. But instead of resorting to this 140-page manifesto describing how badly you want to kill these people and putting on video this revenge fantasy, there's a better way to do that that would preserve your life and those around you. You can say, as I've posted, if these women would rather be with an alphole instead of me, and they want those alpholes that badly, let them have them. It's not my fault when it turns into a big pile of you-know-what just because they just had to have those guys because they were real men. Let them make their mistakes. That's not my fault. And as far as the alpholes themselves, you know what? What's so great about them anyway? Just because someone who's helpless is drawn to them, that doesn't make them better than you. In fact, I think it's pretty safe to say that those people deserve each other. And they'll do each other more damage than anyone could do with a gun or a knife or a YouTube video. The idea is it's okay to be angry at them, but not enough to destroy them or yourself in the process. Beta males are capable of being 1,000 times better than Elliott Rodger. But some of you out there, I don't know what your situation is. Maybe, God forbid, you might be inspired by what he did, if not by his motives. But there's a better way. If you believe in yourself enough, you can make yourself bulletproof, you can make yourself bold, so none of that crap is going to bother you. Maybe it might sting a little bit, let's be honest, it hurts to be rejected. And it sucks to watch somebody who's undeserving walk off with something that someone who you really wanted to be with. It's painful. It's nasty, gets you angry. It's okay to feel that anger, but there are 1,000 different ways you can use that anger instead. Or rather, should I say, the energy that propels the anger forward. If you're angry enough at those women, how dare they reject you in favor of those gavons? Use that energy to find women who won't. They do exist. They are out there. And Dollars to Donut says at least one or more of them, will be attracted to you and love you just because you're you. Not because of how big you are, not because of a sport you play, not because of a car you drive, and not because of how much goddamn money you have either. They do exist. Trust me. I will give a caveat to the alpholes and alphole lovers out there. You keep putting down enough people, they are at the very least going to stop being nice to you. I obviously don't advocate what this young man did kill 6 people, injure 13, and then take himself out to avoid any responsibility for it. But you're going to find when you start smacking people around enough, they're going to stop being little followers. They're not going to want to be your little wingmen or your Sancho Panzas or your sidekicks. You're going to lose the popularity you think you have. For those of us on the other side, you got to make yourself bulletproof, so even that you realize that these events hurt and maybe bruise you a little bit, the bruising can go away. The bruising can dissipate. The pain, soreness will just go by the wayside after a while. It won't turn you into this maniac like Elliott Rodger. And you can be bold. You know what? I got nothing to lose by talking to that person. Maybe they'll like me, maybe they won't. Who cares? I'm just going to be me. And that's the best I'm going to do. So for all the would-be Elliott Rodgers who are watching this video, by the fact that you're watching this video, it tells me that you are made of sterner stuff than this 22-year-old. You need to tune in and turn on to the 4 pillars and realize that you're better than all that. You are better than these people who put you down and say you're no good. You are better than these desires to cause destruction, better than these dark thoughts, better than this nihilism, better than any revenge fantasy or role-playing game or video game that anybody could come up with. The sad truth about Elliott Rodger, he may have thought he was taking revenge as a beta male or a nerd or a geek or what have you. The truth is, he became the penultimate alpha. He used violence against people he didn't like, which is what alphas are known to do. He made himself as though he was better than those around him through sheer force, which is what alphas are known to do. And he took away from people something that was very important to them, something alphas love to do. Look at all these memorial services. Look at that grieving father on the news. He gets to me the most. Is that what you really want to cause because you hate the alphas and the alpholish women so much? I don't think so. Screw what they say. Screw what they do. Don't let them drag you down into this. Don't buy into the alphaganda. He may call it his manifesto, but that's just that's the alphaganda disguised as a beta male's revenge. It's not the way. You are better than that. You are better than these base desires, and you are better than anything that a weapon can do. So that's my spiel for the evening. Last but not least, I would like to wish my sincerest and deepest condolences to the families of the 6 victims of this shooting in Santa Barbara. I hope that you find some peace and solace. There are times like these that people wonder, is God either an absent landlord or vindictive or just not caring? I don't have the answer for that. I'm not exactly a clergy person. But there are those who say that God has a plan that we just can't see because we don't have the broad viewpoint that he does. Just have a little faith if you choose to, or find some comfort in something else if you prefer. But you definitely have my sincerest condolences in your time of grief. That's all I got to say about this, everybody. Have a good night.